name is Adrian Nanchev, and this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So subscribe and click on the bell notification below to get the latest uploads. Now, how is it you go about overcoming your fear of failure? Over the past few years, I have made a lot of mistakes, little mini disasters, and flaws in different businesses that I started. When I first started as I was about to start my first business, I doubted myself that I could turn a profit. I doubted myself that I could make sales. And as I was building the business, I would say to myself, like, one of two things, these like disempowering beliefs. I would say to myself, it's okay, I'm not allowed to make money anyway. And or, it's okay, obviously I'm cursed and I can't make money, I can't turn a profit. The first business I launched, I must have made around 20 to 30 quid in the entire endeavour, something along the lines of that. Rather piss poor, admittedly. But you overcome your fear of failure, I certainly did, by first realising that it is there, it will happen, this doubt will exist and it will manifest itself in some fashion. And the best ways to defeat it is through persistence. Starting small, starting something small that you can afford to lose the time, money and energy on, yet at the same time being persistent and learning more things and being self-aware as to realise what you did wrong and what you did better. When you practice persistence and self-awareness, you can continue to go from one failure after failure after failure to a success. There's a quote by Winston Churchill that says that the definition of success is going from defeat after defeat after defeat without losing enthusiasm. If you can continue and persistently go from a defeat and a failure and a defeat and a failure without losing enthusiasm, without losing persistence, but still being self-aware, still being introspective and retrospective. What did you do wrong? What could I have done better? What can I be more responsible about? How can I be more proficient? Then you will overcome failure. You overcome failure by being persistent and learning what you did wrong. Let me think for a split second. There's a quote by Einstein that talks about how you can't solve a problem with the same mindset that created it. A failure is really a sign that you need to pivot your business slightly, change your strategy, change your marketing, change your approach ever so slightly. Imagine a river. This river is running fast, a flow of water. Suddenly there's a log inside the river and the stream is messed up. It's not going as fast, there's something wrong with the water downstream, it's being clogged and there's water pressure and here and there. That wooden log, that river is your business, that wooden log is your problems, the things that are causing you to fail. You have to figure out what is the log in the river and remove it, and then the business can flourish. A problem or a failure is really a sign that you're doing something inefficiently or not proficiently enough, or you're doing something wrong. You need to figure out what you're doing wrong and correct it. When you correct what you're doing wrong, the way the world works, people want to buy stuff, the way the market works, your business will flourish then, or more likely to flourish. Because a problem is really just a sign or evidence for improvement. When you figure out what the problem is through introspection, what am I doing wrong? What am I missing? What can I do better? What the hell's wrong here? What am I doing wrong? You'll correct it. You figure out what the hell's wrong and your business will flourish. When you figure out what's the problem, what you're missing, and avoiding that failure, the more likely you are to succeed. And that is through self-aware. There's an old saying, the more you learn, the more you earn. You can start a business. Anyone can start a very basic small business for about £5 to £100 in some fashion or in some way. And those will have their own challenges and problems making profitability and going to market. And when you reach the market, the point from a stranger to a customer to a client, someone that repeats purchases from you, along there's that river, and there's something wrong here. Obviously there's something deterring strangers from buying from you in the first place, and that is a point of failure. You realise what you're failing there at. It could be the wording, it could be the pricing, it could be the promotion, it could be the broken links, it could be anything. You figure out what's wrong there, you remove that log and the river flows. And then you've got to think, why are these customers not buying again? Something obviously a mismatch here. Give them enough reason, reassure them, give them enough purpose, give them enough a reason, justify to them why they should buy again. Which is that log, remove that log and they're more likely to buy again and again. You can't, as Einstein said, you can't solve a problem with the same mindset that created it. When you start a business, you will have different mindset. When you start a business, you're inadvertently going to create some problems for yourself. So you then got to learn new things, have new ideas, introspection and retrospection, so as to realise what the hell is wrong, so as to correct those problems at a later date. That's how you overcome failure, by pivoting, by being persistent and being self-reflective. Introspection and retrospection, thinking emotionally, what can I do differently, and physically, what could I have done differently? What can I be responsible more? What can I do more? What did I do wrong? What can I do better? It's business and all successes in life, all failures are ultimately down to one single person. You. Every success of this channel, every success of my hemp business, every success and failure, everything is ultimately down to you. Well, ultimately down to me, but your success is ultimately down to you. You can shift the blame much as you want. You can certainly try. It's all down to you. If someone in your team does something wrong, ultimately you could argue that you hired them. So next time, what can you do, or what can you look for in a person so as to not make the same type of mistake? You got a product out, it's not selling as much as this other product. What can you do better? What can you do wrong? More traffic, more people, more awareness, more different prices, things like that, different kind of products, different kind of features. Everything is ultimately down to you, and when you have the persistence and the self-awareness to realise what the hell you're doing wrong, then failure is, what's the word? You're oblivious to it, but failure is, you're not gonna face it because you know what the hell to do and you know what the hell not to do. So you just jump in there, you jump straight into the deep end, and you swim, and then you get to the end of the finishing line. How cool is that? So that's how you overcome failure. Persistence. Don't give up. People in America, I remember reading that people in America, some angel investors will only work with investors, entrepreneurs who have at least started 4 businesses, because they know that for the first 1, 2, 3, the first third or so few businesses on fourth, they've tried, they've failed in some way, they've learnt what not to do, the hard way or the easy way, depending on through books or depending on through first-hand experience. The more you learn, the more you earn. So through that persistence, you can learn what not to do. You can better, just through trial and error, through basic trial and error. Although trial and error isn't very leverageable, not the fastest way to learn, but it's probably the most simplest, the most direct way to learn. It's right there available to you. Another way is learning what the hell you did wrong. Awareness, being self-critical. What could I have done better? What could I do easier? What could I do differently? What could I, this, that and the other? Because if you're not criticising yourself, then the market, your customers are criticising you, but you don't know what they're saying. And that's that log as well. I want to buy this product, but I don't like blank. And if you're not thinking critically, what's that blank? Then you're missing out. You're leaving money on the table. You're missing out. You're failing. Failure is only temporary, because you can learn from that mistake. I made a lot of mistakes over the past few years. I'm trying to think now. When I started my first business, it was all based on a product that ultimately I didn't care about in the end. The infrastructure and the ecosystem was bloody brilliant, but it was very leveraged, very smart, but it was a product I didn't care about. And the second business afterwards, I cared a bit more about the product I was selling, but the infrastructure was even worse. It was so labour intensive. I learned a big mistake there. I learned a big lesson, I made a big mistake. In the hemp business, it's much more leverageable, much more scalable, and that is where it is now. And these videos as well, this whole YouTube channel is all based on what I've learned over the past few years. And I've learned that take your knowledge, do it justice, share it with the world, teach other people, give that knowledge to other people as well. So failure is temporary. Do not let a temporary failure turn into a permanent defeat. Failure is only temporary. You can correct your mistakes. Learn from it. Even learn from other people's mistakes. There's books here. There's biographies of that behind the camera as well. Business people's lives. Steve Jobs is right there. His biography. Learn from other people's mistakes and don't let a temporary failure turn into a permanent defeat. Because as soon as you say, I've lost, I give up, you've let that one obstacle stop you in your tracks. And when that happens, 10, 20 years from now, you'll say, why didn't I continue? Why didn't I keep trying? Why didn't I? Why? I had the time, energy, opportunity. All I had to do is stand up and try again. Stand up, try again. Stand up and try again. That's all it took. But you didn't. You let that small failure turn into a permanent defeat. And in the future, you'll look back and say, what the fuck? If this is your first time to the channel, subscribe. Click on the bell notification next to the subscribe button as well for the latest uploads, and you'll see me again soon. Because this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So subscribe and you'll see me again soon. How cool is that?